What's up, everybody? If you've been watching my videos and you watch all my loadout videos, then you already know that I think the SPR is the best overall sniper, and I have for some time. For some reason, I haven't made a dedicated video on it, but this is that video. There was car and Swiss nerfs, especially to the flinch, as we know at the beginning of Season 1 of Warzone Pacific, and then they touched them again right after that first update. The SPR has not been touched at all, so statistically, it still has one of the best bullet velocities, fire rates, really good ADS still. We're going to go over those stats more in depth, but statistically, overall, when you kind of average everything out, it's got the best stats by the numbers, combined with the car's flinch perk was nerfed, and the SPR's wasn't, and the SPR has a little bit less flinch than the car and the Swiss after their nerfs, as well as a lot less flinch than the Vanguard snipers. The loadout's the same. I will go over the loadout at the end of the video, but I'm going to really quick jump over to true game data and go into the numbers with you and show you why the SPR is the best sniper in Warzone. Alright, so here we are, my first comparison to true game data. I'll have another comparison in just a second. So the first comparison is the typical SPR build. Monolithic Suppressor, SPR 26 barrel, 300 normal mag, tac laser, solo 0, SPR 28. Normal meta HDR build, ZRG build, normal Tundra build, AX50 build, and then we just have the car and the Swiss in their normal meta builds just for comparison. So when we look at the SPR, its fire rate's the highest on the chart. These are all the snipers that people have really used. Nobody uses the Dragunov. People aren't really using the Vanguard snipers and so on. So the SPR's got the best fire rate of all the snipers that people use throughout Warzone. Really only the SPR, maybe the HDR still. The car and the Swiss are really considered meta. The ZRG could be up there for a reason we'll get into in a second. And the Tundra and the AX50 just are up here because people do use them. So you look at the fire rate, it's got the best fire rate. Then you look at ADS compared to the meta builds. The ADS is a decent amount slower. We're looking at about 90 milliseconds slower than the car 98. And about 70 slower than the Swiss, which isn't a huge deal, but it is slower than those weapons versus almost 100 milliseconds faster than the HDR. About 80 milliseconds faster than the ZRG, and about 60 seconds faster than the Tundra, and 108 milliseconds faster than the AX50. So ADS is about right in the middle, while having the best fire rate. Sprint to fire time's the same across all the snipers. And then you go down to bullet velocity, and you see it loses out to the HDR and the ZRG, but it beats the Tundra. It kicks the crap out of the AX50, the Car 98, and the Swiss, which by the way, people that use the AX50 or ever did, I don't understand why the car's got better bullet velocity. But it's got better bullet velocity than all the snipers in the game except the HDR and the ZRG. Unfortunately, True Game Data doesn't have the Vanguard snipers fully loaded into the website yet, but he did put out a tweet, if I can find it I will, showing bullet velocities, and it beats out all of the Vanguard snipers as well. And then you look at reload time, and it's got about middle of the pack reload time. It's faster than the car because the car's got to go one by one. It's faster than the Swiss, despite the Swiss having a mag. It's faster than the ZRG and the LW3. And this HDR build does have sleight of hand on. Without sleight of hand, it's also faster than the HDR. And only the ZRG has more bullets in it. And then those are all the important stats for why it's the best long-range sniper. Like I said, it's got the best fire rate of all the snipers. It's got the third best ADS of all the meta or used snipers. It's got the third best bullet velocity. It's got the third best reload time compared to the AX50 and the HDR that both have sleight of hand on. And it's only 2 bullets short of the ZRG. In fact, that should say 5. I put the 5 mag on the ZRG. Yeah, so it should say 5. So it doesn't have any less ammo than any of the meta builds for the snipers. So obviously for a long-range sniper, it's beating out the LW3, Tundra, the AX50, the Car 98, the Swiss. And then there's the argument because of the higher fire rate and the not much slower bullet velocity. We're looking at about 70 meters per second less than the HDR, and only about 36 meters per second less than the ZRG, which is not crazy. That's not a whole lot less in terms of using this long range. And then, like I said, really good reload time, really good mag size. So for long range, or overall sniping, it's probably the best. If you want to snipe a little more aggressively, we can get into that comparison in just for a second. You do drop the Monolithic Suppressor, but we're going to go to compare that. But as you can see, for at least long range or medium range sniping, if you're not super aggressive, the SPR is definitely better than the Kar 98, the Swiss, the AX50, and the Tundra. And with that ADS, if you want to be a little bit aggressive, it's definitely better than the HDR and the ZRG. So let's go ahead and look more at if you want to be aggressive and quickscopy. Here we have the SPR. We have 2 Kar 98 builds. One, the normal meta build I use, and one for the fastest ADS you can have, and then just the normal Swiss meta build. If we look at ADS, it does kind of get its ass kicked here. 60 milliseconds is kind of a lot there, as well as about 30 milliseconds on the Swiss. The difference here on the SPR is you would drop the monolithic suppressor, which is where you end up losing some bullet velocity here, and you'd put on the focus perk. So this would be kind of your quick scoping aggressive build for the SPR, and that's how you want to run. I did get this build from True Game Data, so I'm going to link his sniper video down below if you want to see his breakdown. But then you look at some of the stats. It still has the fastest fire rate by 3 rounds per minute. Not a huge difference, but every 20 seconds, if you were firing as fast as you could, you're getting another round off of the car. And every 12 seconds, you're getting a round off faster than the Swiss. Then you look at bullet velocities. It's 1043, so it does take a huge dive by losing that monolithic suppressor. But if you take off the tac laser, you can't have a quick scope build. Take off the normal mag, you're going to lose even more bullet velocity. You can't take off the sniper scope where it's not a sniper, and you can't change the barrel. So if you want to use this as kind of a quick scopey build, this is probably the best build. And then you throw on the focus perk, and what makes it better than the Kar and the Swiss, despite it now losing the bullet velocity to the meta Kar and the meta Swiss builds, it's those better bullet velocity than the quickest quick scoping Kar build. And it does get its ass kicked on ADS, but like I said, you can get more rounds off. But the biggest difference is the focus perk. You take away all the flinch, pretty much. You pretty much have no flinch. And so if you want to be quick scopy and aggressive, yeah, you're going to lose some ADS speed battles, which does hurt. But if you play your cards right, you can make it work. And if you're playing aggressive and quick scopy, 1,000 meters per second is good enough bullet velocity. Then you throw in that focus perk and you don't flinch at all. So I think just because that focus perk is still broken for the SPR, it makes it the better aggressive sniper over either Kar build or the Swiss build. It comes down to kind of a feel thing, but I just think, like I said, that addition to the focus perk makes it better. It increases that feel, and now you can, snipe people that are shooting at you, and not flinch up to the moon and miss all your shots. And definitely got better flinch than all the Vanguard snipers. It's kind of the breakdown of why I think the SPR is the best. I know I kind of already talked about the loadouts, but I'm going to go ahead and jump over to Warzone and build out both those loadouts just so you can see them for yourself, screenshot them, whatever you want. So let's go ahead and jump over to Warzone. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start off with the meta build first. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, it's going to be monolithic suppressor, the SPR 26-inch barrel, tac laser, have to have the tac laser, SPR 28mm, and you can mess around, if you like the VOK, you can go with the VOK if you are just quick scoping aggressive, and that can work, and that would help your ADS speed a little bit over compared to the sniper. And you can kind of try out some of the other ones, but I really think that you just stick with the sniper scope here. And then, like I said, you have to have the normal mags. Normal mags greatly increase that bullet velocity, and this is kind of what your meta build looks like. And then if you want to go more aggressive build, you drop the monolithic suppressor here, and you go with the focus perk here, and it gives you pretty much no more flinch. You do show up on the map, but if you're playing really aggressive, you're moving around a lot, it doesn't really matter if you show up on the map unless somebody's close enough to really third-party you. So it's kind of your quick scoping aggressive build. Like I said, the focus perk, necessary. On the more long-range, less aggressive build, the focus perk isn't as necessary because you're not engaging in these close fights. It's easier to reposition. You can probably be on a head glitch, give yourself even just a couple milliseconds more to line up your shot. So the focus perk isn't as important. But if you want to go aggressive, you can go here. And if you stuck through the video to this point, thank you for watching. I know I haven't uploaded a lot. I'm trying to get better about it. I should have another learning from your mistakes video coming up soon. So keep an eye out for that. But really, thank you if you've watched even just a second of this video. If you skipped to this part, if you made it to this part, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm uploading more videos. Like I said, I'll have True Game Data sniper video definitely linked down below. I'm going to try to find their tweet with bullet velocities that for Vanguard weapons, and I think the SPR was on there. I'll have my social medias linked down below as well. I'm posting on Instagram and TikTok daily. As soon as I can get a better PC than this laptop, I'm definitely going to get back to streaming. Twitter's more just personal. It's not really gaming. But please go ahead and check those out, as well as the True Game Data links I have below. Please check out his website. Support True Game Data. Been huge for our community. But this is getting to be a long-winded outro, so I will see you on Caldera and Rebirth Island. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.